My sister tried to destroy me, so I made sure she lost everything. Hey Reddit, I've been holding this in for years, but I finally need to get it off my chest. This is the story of how my own sister tried to ruin my life, and how I made sure she paid for it in the worst way possible. It's not a happy story, and there's definitely no "we made up in the end" kind of closure. Just pure, cold revenge. Let me start from the beginning. I'm 32 now, and my sister Emily is 35. Growing up, we were always close on the surface, but underneath, she was a snake. She was jealous of me since we were kids, good at school, popular, and my parents always seemed to give me a little more attention. Emily was the troublemaker in the family, always getting into fights or sneaking out late. I thought maybe one day she'd grow out of it, but I was wrong. When we hit our mid-20s, things started to get ugly. I was finally starting my career in marketing and landed a good job in the city. Emily was stuck in our small hometown, working dead-end jobs and constantly complaining about how life was unfair to her. She started blaming me for stealing all the family's luck. I tried to ignore it, but she wouldn't let up. The real turning point came when our parents got sick within a year of each other. They had some financial investments that they planned to leave to both of us equally. But Emily decided she wanted it all for herself. She started lying to them, saying I was irresponsible and had already wasted my inheritance on stupid things, which wasn't true. She played the sympathy card perfectly and convinced them to change their wills to cut me out completely. I found out about this after Mom passed. I was devastated, not just for the money, but because Emily had betrayed me on the deepest level. But instead of confronting her, I decided to keep my head down and try to find my own way. I wasn't going to beg or fight over their estate. I thought maybe, someday, Emily would regret what she did. But she didn't stop there. Over the next few years, she started sabotaging me in subtle but cruel ways. She would show up at job interviews pretending to be my reference and give terrible reviews. She spread nasty rumors about me in our hometown and even managed to get me blacklisted from a couple of local businesses. It was like she wanted me to fail so badly, she didn't care how low she had to stoop. One time, she even went so far as to hack into my email account and send out fake apologies and resignation emails to my clients. That nearly cost me my biggest account, and I only survived because a friend tipped me off and helped me clean up the mess. It was clear that Emily wasn't just bitter. She was actively trying to destroy my life. After years of this, I finally snapped. I knew I had to fight back, but not in the obvious ways. I couldn't risk going to the police or telling anyone because Emily was good at twisting the truth and playing the victim, so I started digging into her life, and what I found shocked me. Turns out, Emily had been embezzling money from her last two jobs. She was living far beyond her means, using a fake identity to get credit cards and loans she couldn't pay off. She was drowning in debt and owed money to some very dangerous people. No wonder she was so desperate to get the family's money. I decided to use her own secrets against her. I reached out to a few people she owed money to, quietly passing along proof of her lies and theft. I also contacted her employers anonymously, giving them enough information to investigate her. I didn't want to ruin her completely at first. I just wanted her to get caught and face the consequences. But Emily was slippery. She kept dodging every bullet, manipulating everyone around her, and playing the victim like a pro. I knew if I wanted to stop her for good, I had to be smarter, so I went even deeper. I started by creating a fake online persona, someone Emily could trust and confide in. I spent weeks building her profile, making it look legit with photos, work history, and even mutual friends. Then I messaged Emily under this fake account, acting like a lender who could help her consolidate her debts and clean up her financial mess. She bit the bait immediately. Emily was desperate and reckless, so she didn't question it. Over the next few months, she sent me her personal information, bank details, and even her plans for hiding assets from her creditors. Every piece of dirt she thought she was sharing with a potential savior was actually being saved for me. Meanwhile, I quietly reported everything to the banks, credit card companies, and the authorities. I even got in touch with some private investigators to dig into her background and verify the info she was giving me. It was brutal watching her fall deeper into the trap, thinking she was finally getting a lifeline. But the real kicker came when I discovered she had opened a secret offshore account under a fake name, where she'd been funneling money she stole from various places. With the help of a contact I made in financial fraud investigation, I managed to expose the account. It triggered an official investigation that froze her assets and put her on the radar of federal authorities. The fallout was immediate. Her jobs fired her one after another, the creditors came knocking hard, and the people she owed money to, let's just say they weren't happy to hear she was broke and exposed. Emily tried to run, to hide, but everything collapsed around her. Around this time, I also started sharing everything with our family and close friends. Not the dirt, but the truth. For the first time, they saw who Emily really was, not the innocent victim she always pretended to be. Our parents, though hurt by the drama, finally understood why I distanced myself for so long. The final blow came when Emily tried to sue me for harassment and defamation. She went full throttle, hiring lawyers and spreading lies that I was obsessed with ruining her. But I had kept meticulous records of every interaction, including the fake account setup, proving I never crossed any legal lines. The court case was messy and dragged on for months, but in the end, the judge threw it out and even ordered Emily to pay my legal fees. The icing on the cake was when the judge publicly reprimanded her for wasting the court's time and engaging in fraudulent behavior. I won't lie, I felt a strange kind of satisfaction seeing her fall so hard. Emily, who tried to destroy me for years, ended up alone, bankrupt, and without a single friend left. She lost her jobs, her money, her reputation, everything she fought so hard to gain. As for me, I rebuilt my life from scratch, but this time I did it on my own terms. I moved to a new city, changed careers, and made new friends. I'm finally free from her poison. So that's it, Reddit. No apologies, no, we made up. Just justice served cold. If anyone out there is dealing with family betrayal like this, don't give up. Sometimes, the only way to win is to be smarter, tougher, and more patient than the person trying to break you. I'll admit, revenge isn't for everyone. It took a lot out of me emotionally and mentally. There were nights I couldn't sleep, constantly worried about what Emily might do next or how far she'd sink. But letting her get away with it? That was never an option. Looking back, I realized that I didn't just take her down. I protected myself from a toxic person who thrived on destruction and manipulation. Sometimes family isn't about blood, it's about who's willing to stand by your side and who's willing to stab you in the back. I don't expect anyone to understand why I chose this path. Some might say I'm cold or cruel. Maybe I am. But after everything she put me through, I feel like I earned that right. And honestly, Emily never learned her lesson. Last I heard, she's still struggling with debt, still burning bridges, still alone. Maybe someday she'll face the consequences of her actions fully. But I'm done waiting. I'm sharing this because I want people to know that toxic family relationships can be poisonous, and sometimes the only way out is to fight back hard. Don't let anyone convince you to stay silent or accept betrayal as just family drama. Your peace of mind is worth the battle. Thanks for reading. If anyone wants to talk or needs advice on dealing with family betrayal, I'm here.